Hello, sewers out there. How are you today? Peace and goodwill to you all. My name is Valerie, and today I'm bringing you a short video on how to use a sewing machine. Of course, this is geared towards those of you who have no experience really with using a sewing machine. So I hope you will learn something from this video today. So let's not waste any time. Let's get straight to the video. Okay, I'm not gonna be too much on the camera. I want to focus more on the sewing machine, so I'm gonna zoom in. Okay, I think you can see from this angle. Okay, first things first, power. No sewing without power. Here is your power source. It's this is your power cord. It's like a 2-in-1 connection. So this goes to your power port right here. And this part, which is it's connected to, is your foot pedal. And that goes down there. You press on this to get the power going. This is your on-off switch right above the power source. Yep, there we go. Okay, and right above that is your hand wheel. You turn it towards you, and if you look over here, you'll see the needle going down, up, yes. So you turn it to you, you get the needle down to start your project. All right, let's take a look at the back of the sewing machine. Here is your presser foot release lever. It holds you put it down, it holds your fabric in place. And this little guy right here, it releases the presser foot. See, it dropped it. Okay, so it releases the presser foot whenever you want to make a change. And there are many different types of presser feet, all according to what you are working on, what you want to do. Let's go back to the front. Up here is your bobbin spool pin. Pushing it to the right until it goes to the stopper right here is locking it in place when you're going to fill your bobbin with thread. And back to the left will release it. This dial right here is their stitch width dial. It goes from 0 to 6, and this determines how wide your stitch will be. This here is your stitch length dial, and that tells you how long your stitch is going to be. For my regular stitch, I keep it on a 3. This dial right here is your stitch selector dial. This one, you put it on straight stitch, right here, straight stitch, and here is zigzag. These are 2 stitches that we will be using a lot to start off. Okay, coming over here is your stitch reverse lever. So you start out by making 2 or 3 stitches, you press it, it goes back 2 or 3, and then you continue to stitch. That is locking your stitch in place to start, and you do the same thing to lock it back in place to finish. Up here, you have your needle position dial. So it is left needle, center needle, and right needle. We keep it on the center needle for your basic stitching, and over here is the tension. So this determines how tight it's going to be, and I keep it at a 3. Anywhere from 3 to 4 is good for me. For more thicker fabric, I'll go a little higher, so between a 4 and a 5. I like denim, for instance, so that it will be able to move easily. Okay, over here is the path for threading the sewing machine, as well as the path for filling your bobbin. So we are going to, let's look at a few more parts before we do that. Right here you saw the presser foot fall off. This is the presser foot. Let me see. Make sure you get a good view of it. Yes. Okay. So this is your presser foot. This is the one that I use regularly for basic projects. And this is the presser foot holder, where I'm going to snap it right back in, and it snaps in on this little pin that goes across. Okay. So it's back in. Right here, on this metal plate right here, there are measurements. There are for your stitch, for your seam allowance. That's right. For your seam allowance, there are little grooves here that will, if you follow it by keeping the edge of your project in line while you stitch, it will allow you to have an even seam allowance. So when you're stitching, the clue is don't look at the needle, don't watch the needle. Just make sure that the edge of the fabric stays in line with whatever your seam allowance is. If it's going to be a 3/8, a 5/8, a 7/8, or maybe a half of an inch, a centimeter, you just make sure to watch that, and your project, your seam will be even and straight. There is a thread cutter to the side of this particular sewing machine. Let's see if you can see it right here. Yeah, there is a thread cutter. On some sewing machines, it's maybe in the back. Okay. This is the bobbin. That's the bobbin that we'll be using. And this right here is the bobbin case. So this bobbin has a little thread on it that I'm going to be using. So I'm going to just give you a quick demonstration of how to fill the bobbin. Okay, so I put a little thread on. The path to follow is number 1. They're all numbered up here, and they're arrows. So number 1, I go here and here. So it's like a twist. You go one way and then out the other way, and then you put the bobbin on, push it to the right until it meets the stopper, turn the machine on, and it's going to, let's start it off, and then leave it on its own to do its business. See, it's filling the bobbin. I don't need a lot of thread, so I'm going to stop it right now. Okay, then push it to the left, and it's done. And I'm going to cut the thread, and so I have my bobbin ready. And I, of course, I filled it with the same thread from here, because using the thread on both the bobbin spool and the bobbin gives you a better result on your project. Okay, so I'm going to insert my bobbin in the bobbin case. The thread is coming towards me. Thread is coming towards me. I snap it in. There is a little slot right here for the thread to go in, so I go to the left, then I go back right and get it right into the slot, and I let go. Now I'm going to thread the machine. I'm ready to thread the machine. I have my thread here. I go to the path, which is number 1 right here. I want you to see number 1, number 2. See, number 1, number 2, and the arrows are there to show you. I come down here, number 3. I loop it up, number 4. I'm going to turn the dial towards me so that my thread take-up lever will show itself. So there it is. The thread take-up lever, I go behind it and I come forward and it snaps in. I go back down. This is number 6. That was 5 we just did. This is number 6 into this loop slot here, and we're ready to thread the machine. Okay. So here is how we thread the sewing machine. Get your thread, the needle, I'm gonna put this down. So put the presser foot down so you can see. And I'm gonna aim for the eye of the needle. And we're in. Pull it from the back. I'm gonna hold this thread. I'm gonna hold this thread and I'm gonna turn the dial slowly, go all the way down. And if you notice, it's grabbing the thread from the bobbin. See, right there, it grabbed the thread and it pulled it up to the surface. So now I have both threads up on top of the machine. I put it to the back and I'm ready to sew. This is the cover for the bobbin case. I'm going to cover it. Incidentally, on the case, you'll notice an arrow. It shows you how to thread the bobbin when you put it in the case, how you thread it into that slot to make sure it's secure in there. And so now I'm going to cover that case, snaps right in. And to open this case, to take your bobbin, your empty bobbin out to refill, let me go in a little. Right here, there's a little button. You snap it and there it opens. You close it back. Okay. All right. So now we're going to do a stitch demonstration. I'm going to show you what I was talking about when I said to maintain. Watch the on that metal plate to see what your seam allowance is supposed to be. This is not really so straight, but okay, let me turn it to this side so you can see. All right, so I'm gonna put my fabric in. I am going to look for 5/8. 5/8 of an inch is going to be my seam allowance. So I have 5/8, it's lined up, and I'm going to put the presser foot down using the presser foot release lever. Okay. My aim is to make sure that it stays straight, and that will give me an even and straight seam. I'm going to turn the hand wheel toward me, and we're ready to go. And something went wrong. It's a good time for troubleshooting. I'm going to release because my thread just got snagged in the bobbin. Okay. So let me release that. When this happens, it means that there is one thing, one little area perhaps, that the threading didn't go right. And usually it's right up here in the tape, but it's there. Okay, so that's good. I'm gonna go down, around. We're gonna rethread this part. So we're gonna rethread the needle. And we are going to put the bobbin in one more time. Thread coming towards me, to the right, to the left, and we're going to do the take up. Yep. Okay. Okay, here we go. So we're gonna cover the bobbin case. Always remember to cover the bobbin case, and we are going to go 5/8 of an inch. Yep. Turn the wheel towards me, and then finish. We're gonna back stitch, secure the stitch. Okay, and there we go. 5/8 of an inch, and if you can see it's straight. Okay, let's do a little demonstration on the zigzag stitch. the zigzag stitch you use to finish your edges so that your fabric doesn't fray. So we're going to do a demonstration on the zigzag. You go towards the end. You're going to turn this dial to the zigzag. Select this stitch, the zigzag. I'm going to set it at 2, 4 for the width. Tension is good. Okay. And I have 2 for the tension. Now I'm going to turn the wheel towards me. Cut the thread. And there's your zigzag stitch. So in place of a serger, you can use your zigzag stitch to finish the edges of your project, and that will keep the threads in place, keep it neat. And that basically is. I hope you learned something today, and I hope that you won't be scared to get your own sewing machine and to learn how to use it. There are many more videos coming. I will share with you in my next video choosing the right thread, the right needle for your projects. I would suggest that you get yourself some fabric. Cotton is the best thing to start with. You can use muslin or any cheap cotton fabric you can get, so you can practice on that. I enjoyed making this video for you, and I hope that you enjoyed watching. So until next time, peace and goodwill to you. And the thought for today is to be yourself in a world where everyone's trying to make you out to be someone else is one of the greatest achievements. And this is from Ralph Emerson. Peace.